Hey, welcome to BreitWerks. What are you looking at? 1986 930 turbo engine. This was the one with the leak. I'm getting ready to put the rear main seal in. And I don't know, I like to sign the engine case and put a little drawing on there. But why are we here today? We're here to talk rear main seal installation tool. I am not going to show you how to use it because we have another video on that. If you search YouTube for the P234, easy for me to say, P234 rear main seal tool. Show you how to use that. We've already got a good video out there. Today's more about why. So somebody posted, hey, just pack the back of your rear main seal with Vaseline and you'll be fine pounding it in with a piece of wood. Sure, you can do that. Now, why would you do that? You see this tiny, let's see if we can get it to focus. Doesn't really want to focus, but right in there, that's like a spring. So here, I've got an old rear main seal here. We can actually just kind of pull that spring out a little bit, right? So here you see this spring. So what does this spring do? Well, it keeps this guy tight around the rotating surface of the crankshaft, which is that shiny surface in there. So why would you pack it with Vaseline? Well, because when you hit it with a hammer, you saw how easily this guy came off with just finger touch. But here's the thing, that's a lot of area to pack with Vaseline. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use what's called a P234 tool, right? So there's a couple of different parts. Part of it's already bolted. This is for the 6-bolt 911 cranks. This is actually the one for the front main seal. So they make all these tools. And then what you do is you very gently, you know, I've lubed up the inside here with just a little tiny bit of oil. But you very gently work this guy over. This is almost like razor thin because ultimately what you're trying to do is just kind of get this guy to slide over the crank without there being any big concerns. Let me get that on there. All right, now that we've got it on there, you can kind of see this is the tool, right? This surface right here is the tool, and the rear main seal has gone all the way around down that tool. So what's gonna happen is as this guy gets drawn into the crank, we're not having to whack it with a hammer and potentially unseat that spring. If we unseat that spring, what it's gonna do is it's gonna allow this guy to have too little pressure against the crank, and you'll end up with a rear main seal leak between the running surface and the orange rubber portion of the seal. So yeah, if you were to pack this whole thing with Vaseline, would you have a better chance of the spring staying in? You sure would, but where's that Vaseline gonna go? Reality is you've got one hole in here, right? This is the hole that basically will relieve the pressure if any pressure builds up in that seal. So eventually, all that Vaseline is going to make it into your oil system. There's a hole on this side too to relieve that pressure. Now, old school, guys used to pack oil pumps with Vaselines. You'll hear them talking about it. Okay, awesome, great. We don't have to do that. I'd like to call this modern technology, but this P234 tool has been out at least, let's see, they went to the 9-bolt cranks in, I think, 76 on the Carrera 3. So, you know, this is a 40-year-old tool design. If you absolutely get 100% stuck, you don't have the tool, you can't rent the tool, you can't buy the tool, you know, the world has come to an end and you're trying to rebuild your air-cooled engine, sure, go ahead and pack it with Vaseline. But, you know, we've got all new bearings in here. All of our running surfaces have been treated with ZDDP, very high ZDDP, which is zinc, break-in oil, or I'm sorry, engine grease, we call it, assembly grease. So we've taken tremendous amounts of stress to make sure everything stays clean. So why the hell would we introduce something that doesn't need to be introduced when we just get the right tool? right? So I'm not going to install this just yet because I want to do a final cleaning on the black area because I think I touched it with oily hands. But this guy will just suck that thing straight in, or use pressure, right? Push it straight in, and you've got no jarring impacts or any effects like that. Do the springs come off when you hammer them in? Yeah, I would say. I don't know that it's more often than not, but it's more often than never. So you might as well use the right tool. Most likely you can find one, you can rent one, you can borrow one, all kinds of stuff, but just use the right tool for the job. So that way, the only way to change this guy, right, you got to drop the engine because you're going to have to unmate the transmission, you're going to have to pull the clutch pack off, and you're going to have to pull the flywheel off. So a lot of work to have to change the rear main. So why not, you know, if you can rent this tool for $100, buy the tool for a couple $100. Just your time savings alone is eclipsed by whatever the cost of the tool is. All right, hey, check us out at BreitWerks.com. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day.